But let's take a look here at Ben Affleck, right? Because Affleck needs a win, right? I think Affleck needs a win after everything going on with just Batman, as well as everything going on with with just his career in general. Now, it says here that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon win hot package on multi-million-dollar theft of McDonald's Monopoly game. Now, this is ultimately a very interesting story, and it's very interesting that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are teaming up together in order to direct and star in this thing. And that to me is awesome news that these guys are getting back together. Now, it says here, Fox is poised to win the hot lit property in the marketplace at the moment, a giant happy meal that everyone wanted. Ben Affleck is attached to direct and Matt Damon to star in a true crime story written by Jeff Maysh and published in the Daily Beast several days ago about an ex-cop who rigged the McDonald's Monopoly game, allegedly stealing over $24 million and sharing it with an unsavory group of co-conspirators who offered kickbacks to the mastermind. The Pearl Street Partners will produce, and Deadpool scribes Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese will write the script. Now, I am on board with this in so many ways. I mean, like Nips could cut glass in on this in so many ways. One, Affleck directing. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Two, Matt Damon starring. Yes, please. Thank you very much. And those guys working together. That's the thing. Affleck has not directed Matt Damon that I recall at this moment in time. Right? Like it just I want them to be together again. Going back, Good Will Hunting, Dogma, like the old days of Ben and Matt, the late 90s Ben and Matt. Here it is 20 years later and they're finally working together. And also Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick were writing the script, and I love those guys. So I'm very excited that they're involved in this. I think the humor is going to be on point. I think Matt Damon will be able to play it out pretty well. I hope Affleck actually is in it as well. I really do hope that Ben Affleck is actually a big part of it. I hope that Ben Affleck is a co-star in it, at least something. Because the thing is, Affleck is actually a solid director. He's a great director and he's a solid actor. The Town is wonderful. Argo is fucking amazing. I haven't seen Live by Night. That's my bad. But I do like Affleck. Gone Girl was great. The Accountant was awesome. I mean, and I loved him as Batman. I'm just gonna be honest. I love him as Batman. So yeah, Affleck one time called me a teenage racist many years ago. We're talking like 17, 18 years ago. I was in the first Project Greenlight, and I wanted to call Affleck out because we were all in the contestants thing. This was like the write a low budget script, get $1 million budget, and they're going to help you make the movie sort of thing. And so I was in the forum for the people who wrote the damn scripts. And people are like, Affleck never comes in here. And then I'm all like, well, I'm going to go get some Affleck. And so I go to the main forum where they actually were hanging out. And I'm all like, Ben Affleck is a pussy because he won't come talk to us. Because I was a cocky 18-year-old little motherfucker back then. And then Affleck called me some like teenage racist talking about blowjobs or some shit. Because I was telling some old stories about blowjobs. But the point is, I still like the guy. He defamed me a little bit, but I defamed him first. It's kind of fair game. Now, it goes on to say here, because now we're back on the tangent. It says here that the bidding was ferocious for Maysh's How an Ex-Cop Rigged McDonald's Monopoly Game and Stole Millions. Lining up to bid are Universal for Kevin Hart, Warner Brothers. Kevin Hart? No, I don't want Kevin Hart touching a story like this one. I don't want Kevin Hart really doing anything anymore. Warner Brothers for John Requa and Glenn Ficarra and Steve Carell. Carell would have been okay. And Netflix, which was bidding for partners Eric Newman and Brian, whatever. But then also Robert Downey Jr., Susan Downey, and Todd Phillips. Now that could have been something, right? That could have been something very interesting. Getting Robert Downey Jr. and Todd Phillips back together again, right? Because listen, Due Date was basically Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like the updated version of it, but it still had some pretty redeeming moments in it. I'm totally okay with that. Now, The article itself opens in 2001 in Rhode Island as a multi-million-dollar check is delivered to a man who said he'd won the million-dollar grand prize after collecting Monopoly pieces and attaching to food products. Defying the 1 in 250 million odds and modeled after the venerable board game that piece says was invented as a warning about the destructive nature of greed, a camera crew was detached to hear how the man won, and they chronicled his series of lies. They were FBI agents closing in on a sting that began with a tip about an Uncle Jerry who'd sell stolen game pieces. Solid detective work unearthed Jerry Jacobson, the head of security for a Los Angeles company responsible for generating the game pieces. It led to a wide conspiracy that involved mobsters, psychics, strip club owners, drug traffickers, and a family of Mormons who falsely claimed to have won more than $24 million in cash and prizes. It's always the Mormons. Always the Mormons. Always the Mormons. No, this sounds freaking... With the right script, this sounds pretty damn awesome. This sounds pretty damn good. And it kind of sounds like a solid knockout of the park for Affleck. It does. It sounds like a solid knockout of the park. It sounds like just, Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese are good screenwriters. Affleck is a fantastic director. Matt Damon is a great actor. And in a darkly comedic take on it. Now, I'm not talking dark like Very Bad Things sort of dark here. Maybe like Hangover level styles of dark. I think we could get something great out of this. I think it's going to be a dark comedy, and I'm on board. I'm on board. I don't know if I want to go as far as to say Oscar worthy, but because Affleck's directing it, like they're already going to be talking about that, right? They're already going to be talking as soon as this thing gets going. They're going to be talking Oscar buzz for it just because of who's attached. Damon, Affleck, and Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese might get best adapted screenplay nods. That's what they're probably going to be talking about. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month over at patreon.com/mundanematt.